Hello everyone, welcome back to the Love and Doha show. This is Dima, and today we'll be diving into a range of topics, the winter ending to Qatar rankings, underrated cafes, and more. So stay tuned and enjoy. So lately it seems to be the case that the winter is ending. Is Qatar already saying goodbye to winter? It seems like it, doesn't it? Last night, the Al-Balda star appeared in the sky. It means we've got about 13 more days of cool weather before things start warming up. Kind of feels like we're running out of the cool vibes. Also, the chilly days that we had in Qatar were thanks to the northwesterly winds. But once the Al-Balda star's time is up, the heat is on its way. So if you're loving this cool weather, now's the time to get outside, just take a stroll under the stars or just enjoy the breeze. Winter is on its way out, so let's make the most of it while we can. There's something related to this, on the same note, and it's something interesting. Stanford University recently ranked Qatar as the 6th laziest country globally, with just 4,158 steps a day on average. There were over 700,000 people analyzed during this study. So they found a link between physical inactivity and higher obesity rates, and Qatar was 6th. Now, I have to say that my walking count per day is probably the same as this average. So I cannot boast about my own walking records. How does Qatar compare though with other countries? Let's see. Indonesia was the lead with approximately 3,000 steps. And before we jump to conclusions though, let's see which other countries were on the list. Let's see how Qatar compares. So, with the focus being on physical inactivity, such as lack of walking, the Stanford University study ranked the countries coming first at 3,000 steps, approximately. We have Saudi second, and there's Malaysia third, and fifth is Africa, Selatan, all ranging between 3,000 and 4,000 steps, with other countries like Brazil, India, Egypt, and Greece coming after Qatar and scoring an average of also 4,000. But we need to keep in mind Qatar's extreme summer heat and the convenience of driving everywhere, especially on those trusty Land Cruisers. Exactly why there is a great movement in Qatar, an initiative towards encouraging people and the community to engage in an active lifestyle. Because last week we talked about the Ooredoo Marathon, where people achieved really great miles and challenged themselves in a very inspiring way. And not to mention the New Balance run clubs that encourage people to stay active. I love the idea because it's kind of like a book club, but for running. That's how I see it. So basically people would come together to enjoy a run together. This also reminds me of the activations in the Qatar Olympic Sports Museum. In this museum, you would always find an exhibition where there are activations that encourage people to engage in an activity and also learn about their physical literacy. And while we're talking about running, I also remember that there was a segment where people can learn how to choose the perfect shoes for their running or for their sports, because it's actually important to choose just the right shoes for you. Another place that had some really cool sporty activities was the Sea Line. When I was there last, there was some really fun activities for kids, like the bouncing trampoline, and there was the volleyball court, and there was a football court, but they were all on the sand and they were all so vibey, and there were lights on the ground that made playing there seem really fun. At the Sea Line, there were also other activities. By the way, I'm also talking about this because we kind of had to say goodbye to the Sea Line season last Saturday, with Friday having some really cool live shows. The theme was fire. If you've been there, you will know what I'm talking about, because every live show had fire as a theme, or almost every live show. And the drone shows, the hot air balloons, these are all things that you would see happening at the Sea Line, especially on Friday. There was also horseback riding and camelback riding. I didn't really get to do these, but I saw the camels and I saw the horses. Camel riding is very interesting because it looks easier than it actually is. The last time I tried it, the camel goes very high and it just jolts you up like that. Have you tried that before? And what about you? What did you enjoy in this year's sea lion season? Now, I'm going to be talking about this while sipping coffee because we're gonna talk about the underrated cafes in Qatar. There are some that you need to try. And before diving into these, I wanted to mention one more thing about exhibitions that I remembered. And it's that there is an exhibition happening starting today. And it's that there's an exhibition going on at DECC, which is Doha Jewelry and Watches Exhibition, where there will be many visitors from different countries and different pavilions showcasing watches and jewelries from different countries, including Ali bin Ali, who sell exquisite watches and jewelry. Alright, let's talk coffee, because honestly, this weather is just begging for a cozy cup. While Qatar has some famous coffee spots, we're gonna give these a break and just talk about a bunch of underrated gems that deserve some love too. So here are 8 cafes you definitely need to check out. At number 8, we have Cafe #999. Now, this is a perfect spot for a great cup of coffee, simple and nice place to sit, chill vibe. They've got a fantastic Italian menu too. And so at number 7, we have the Bond's specialty coffee in the Pearl. It has great vibes and amazing brews with the views. Now, this one looks nice because I've seen how it looks from the outside, and it provides a great corner of the Pearl to just walk and then grab some coffee or just sit there and vibe. At number 6, we have Le du Café. I'm trying to pronounce this one in French because there's an accent on the E in cafe. This is a place where you can sip on coffee, enjoy dessert, and perhaps catch some live music. Noura Cafe takes the number 5 spot. It's got something for every coffee lover, and its locations vary. There is one in Al Khor, and there's one in Al Rayyan and Al Bakra Stadium. This one is a really good one. It's called Extra Shot Roastery. This comes at number 4, and it's the ideal quiet spot for coffee lovers near the QNL metro station. Its place is very strategic because if you find yourself in Education City or going to Qatar National Library, it's just the spot for you. Plus, it has quiet vibe where you can focus or just relax. Also, their matcha is nice. Now, frank and honest, I am being frank and honest, that frank and honest comes at number 3. And this one is a Love in Doha favorite, serving up cozy vibes and great coffee. And it's located in several locations actually, such as Fox Hills South in Lusail and Tornado Tower. I'm gonna mention Grasp as well because that's another gem that's located in Tornado Tower and another favorite of Love in Doha. Now, number 2 is Arsan Cafe. And if you're looking for a great spot by the seaside, this is the one for you. You can enjoy the seaside view in Al Ruwais. That's where the cafe is located. And finally, at number 1, Soho Coffee. Soho Coffee offers just the greatest chill place because comes with great lighting, it's comfortable, you feel the friendly vibes, and it has a variety of delicious drinks. I actually tried their rose latte and it wasn't bad at all. So if you're looking for a new coffee spot to try, these are the places you need to add to your list. What is your go-to cafe in Qatar? Let us know. Alright, now get ready for some serious laughs. We're gonna dive into a street interview from TikTok. It's got us all scratching our heads. In the video, people were being asked, what makes someone a Qatari? And the answers ranged from perfume related to traditional related to milk related. There's much that makes someone Qatari, and there's so much that goes into identity. But essentially, those whose families traveled to Qatar before the 1930s, we can say that these people are Qatari. And what makes someone belong to a place is the authenticity of their connection to this place. And essentially, though, from the interview, people were flabbergasted about camel milk because that's what that one person said about how being a Qatari means that you drink camel milk because of its cleansing Did you know that? I don't think I knew that about camel milk before. Interesting. Well, my coffee is getting cold and I want to drink it, so I'll head off. It's been a pleasure catching up, and I hope that you enjoy your weekend. Thank you for tuning into the Love in Doha podcast as part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts from.